Hey everybody, welcome back to Walking with Jesus Daily. We are in day 190. I can't believe how close we are getting to day 200, and we are in a really cool topic. This is the milk section of day 190. We're going to talk, continue to talk about the transfiguration. I have been fixated on this word since yesterday's study, and I have searched it. I've even used an artificial intelligence, which it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, hey, it kind of matches the rest of the world, but it's like, hey, see if we can come up with a fake intelligence, not a real intelligence. You know, I have a verse that pops up every day talking about what real intelligence basically is. So it's not artificial by any means. It's actually the source of intelligence. It's the source of the beginning of knowledge, right? Is fearing God. That's the beginning. Without that, you actually have none. So I don't want to get sidetracked here in the milk. Let's get started. Continuing the transfiguration, Luke 9:33 through 36, Matthew 17:4 through 13, and Mark 9:5 through 13. All right, I'm going to read these all from the ESV, and then we'll get into the meat section after this. But let's just kind of settle into this, okay? We know that Jesus is transfigured before Peter, James, and John. And who appears? Moses, the law, Elijah, the prophets. And what did Jesus come to do? Fulfill. What fulfilled the law and the prophets? Was to love God with your whole heart, mind, soul, and strength, and to love your neighbor as yourself, right? Those were the laws that Jesus came. Jesus came and did that. He did everything. He fulfilled the law, so he was better than Moses. He fulfilled all the prophecies, so he was better than Elijah. That's important for us to note. I forgot to mention that in the meat section yesterday. So my apologies, catching back up. And as the men were parting from him, Elijah and Moses, Peter said to Jesus, "Master, it is good that we are here. Let us make 3 tents, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah," not knowing what he said. So basically, Peter is awestruck, and he's like, we can't have silence here. I'm going to say something. Hey, this is Dan. I mean, Peter. He says, as he was saying these things, as Peter was speaking, a cloud came and overshadowed them, and they were afraid as they entered the cloud. And a voice came out of the cloud saying, "This is my son, my chosen one. Listen to him." And when the voice had spoken, Jesus was found alone. And they kept silent and told no one in those days anything of what they had seen. Wow, that's cool. Okay, Matthew's account. And Peter said to Jesus, "Lord, it is good that we are here. If you wish, I will make 3 tents here, one for you, and one for Moses, and one for Elijah." He was still speaking when, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them. I like how it uses the word bright, cloud, and then the word overshadowed, right? Overshadowed them, and a voice from the cloud said, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him." When the disciples heard this, they fell on their faces and were terrified. But Jesus came and touched them, saying, "Rise and have no fear." And when they lifted up their eyes, they saw no one but Jesus only. And as they were coming down the mountain, Jesus commanded them, "Tell no one the vision until the Son of Man is raised from the dead." And the disciples asked him, "Then why do the scribes say that first Elijah must come?" He answered, "Elijah does come, and he will restore all things. But I tell you that Elijah has already come, and they did not recognize him, but did to him whatever they pleased. so also the Son of Man will certainly suffer at their hands." Then the disciples understood that he was speaking to them of John the Baptist. Isn't that great that we don't have to guess? All right, let's read Mark's account, Mark 9, 5 through 13. "And Peter said to Jesus, 'Rabbi, it is good that we are here.'" Interesting that he uses the word rabbi, right? Because in Matthew's account, he says Lord. But in Mark's account, he uses rabbi. And a lot of times in Mark's account, he uses the word rabbi. And then in Luke's account, he uses the word master. Okay, well, this is meat stuff. I'm sorry. "Rabbi, it is good that we are here. Let us make 3 tents. One for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." For he did not know what to say, for they were terrified. And a cloud overshadowed them, and a voice came out of the cloud. "This is my beloved Son. Listen to him." And suddenly, looking around, they no longer saw anyone with them, but Jesus only. And as they were coming down the mountain, he charged them to tell no one what they had seen, until the Son of Man had risen from the dead. So they kept the matter to themselves, questioning what this rising from the dead might mean. And they asked him, "Why do the scribes say that first Elijah must come?" And he said to them, "Elijah does come first to restore all things. And how is it written of the Son of Man that he should suffer many things and be treated with contempt? But I tell you that Elijah has come, and they did to him whatever they pleased, as it is written of him." Now, this has got to have you a little bit curious reading these 3 different writings about the same thing. I love how there's 3 different writers telling of the same thing, right? All a little bit different. In police work, and I'm not a police officer, this is just what I've been told, that to corroborate a story, they would isolate the 3 witnesses that saw something happened, and they would take their statements of each story. And if the stories were identical, this would have them worried that it was a lie, that it was made up, because nothing was different. But if the stories were the same, but different, maybe a different focus for one person, a different focus for another, then they knew that it was the truth, or it was a better chance of it being the truth. That's the beauty of reading the Gospels like we do. I'm gonna end this for the milk section. We've read it. This is more than enough for you to sit in. If you don't want to go to the meat and you just want to reread this over and over again, that's great. If you want to do that, if you want to meet us in the meat, I will see you there.